And welcome back. Our next guest is an LA-based National Geographic Explorer and a wildlife photographer and a community scientist too, and a conservationist with a specialization in native beehives. But no worries. She's with us today to speak about her passion for conservation photography and to spotlight her new book, The ABCs of California Native Bees. So please welcome to the show, Krystle Hickman. Welcome. Welcome, welcome.
Hi.
That's so
Thank you so
sweet.
much for having me.
Thank you. And you're in California right now. You're in LA.
I am in LA,
Yeah.
yes.
So, how important are bees, first of all?
They're very important. They're one of the world's most important pollinators. But yeah, I think it's really important to highlight too that I work specifically with native bees,
Yeah.
so not honeybees. So a lot of these bees, about 20 to 45%, are specialist pollinators. So they rely on just one family of plants or one type of plant to pollinate. So if those plants disappear, so do the bees. And if the bees disappear, the plants might as well.
So, if they're native bees, they've been here with those plants over the decades.
Quite a few decades. Yes, definitely. Yeah. So the native bees evolved to pollinate those specific native plants, unlike honeybees that are not native to the U.S. They're actually
Mm.
from Europe.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Now, can you harvest honey from those native bees?
No, you cannot.
They don't.
Native bees, well, actually, bumblebees you can, but most
Bumblebees,
native
yeah.
bees you can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're solitary. So that means they live by themselves. So there is no hive. They sometimes live in cavities or holes in the ground.
Wow.
Sometimes they make little pots of resin that they attach to
Uh
stems
huh.
of plants, and they just have one little egg in there.
Wow. So how did this journey begin for you of wanting to photograph native bees, native California bees?
Yeah, so it started actually with honeybees, and I called them my gateway bee
Uh huh.
because they were my gateway to, I would say, more important pollinators. But yeah, there was this quote that I actually saw on Facebook. It said, if the bee disappeared off the surface of the globe, then man would only have 4 years of life left. And just like anything you see on Facebook, you should probably fact check it before you believe it. But I
Yes,
saw it
yes,
and I was
please.
like,
Say it again.
yeah,
Say it again.
yeah, so fact check things. But yeah, so I actually spent years thinking that quote was true. And like also it said Einstein's name on there. So I thought he said it as well, but it was like invented in the late 1990s and he clearly passed away a little bit before that, like the 1950s.
Uh-huh.
But I thought it was true. So I started out with honeybees and then I do astrophotography as well. So I was actually out in the Mojave Desert. And when I was coming back, I saw this plant that I'd never seen before and I ended up photographing a bee that had never been photographed alive before
Wow.
on
Wait
it.
a minute. And this was a Mojave desert bee. These are desert
It is,
bees.
yeah. Yeah, yeah. And no one had seen it since the 1950s. So I got the first photos of living representatives and a
Wow.
new behavior. So that really got me into native bees and like their
Yeah.
whole ecosystems because I think it's amazing. Yeah.
And how'd you get involved with the National Geographic? My father used to have those things on the table. We used to go through the colorful pictures and read up about it, all the wonderful things that it offered.
Yeah, yeah. National Geographic was like when I was a kid too. I absolutely
Uh,
loved that magazine. So it was kind of a dream come true. But it was actually through working on the book, The ABCs of California's Native Bees, that
yeah.
I connected with them. They ended up wanting to support and also fund the rest of my research
Oh, excellent.
to be
Yeah.
completed. So yeah, and they've been a really amazing partner as well. So I absolutely love working with them and just yeah, I think it's really cool.
Yeah. So you have to capture the shot and capture the plant that it deals with and bring all of that together.
Yeah,
If I'm saying it
definitely.
right,
So
you have
like
the lingo for it.
yeah, yeah, I have the lingo for it, but what you said sounds fine. But yeah, a lot of times if you want to find the bee, literally
Uh,
just look for the plant.
yes.
So I use an app called iNaturalist because
Ah.
sometimes I drive like 4 or 5 hours out to the middle of the desert and I don't want to drive out there if the plant's not there. So
Oh, you
I
better
use
bring a lot of water
iNaturalist.
with you and gas.
I do. I do. Yeah, I've been stranded a few times, which is another adventure, but like, yeah, yeah. But yeah, I use iNaturalist, and if someone has seen the plant, like if it's right before it's starting to flower, or if it's flowering, I'm like, okay, I could figure out the timeline, show up, look for the bee. I spend like 16 hours out there an entire day. Sometimes I camp for like 10 days. But yeah, it's really cool because it's like an adventure. So it's not
Yeah,
just about the bee, it's about the plant, it's about the entire ecosystem as well. That's why I
yeah.
photograph all three of those.
That has to be a tough plant and a tough bee to be able to survive in that environment because a cactus can produce a plant also.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, there's some cactus specialist bees as well.
Yeah,
And they're really cool because the flowers on
right.
cactus, they actually open and close with the sun. So there's bees, specifically male bees, they'll climb into them before the sun sets, and then the flower will close up around them, and it's like a little bed. And then the sun will rise again. And when it hits the flower will open, and the bee's like, "Oh, it's time to wake up," and then they'll fly out of them.
Yeah, and they deal with the weather, the climate, and everything because at night it gets cold in the desert.
It does, yeah. So bees are cold-blooded, so they require the sun or warmth to be awake and fly around. So if it's really cold, they are not moving.
Oh, isn't that nice being held by a cactus plant? Keep it warm all night until the sun comes back out, and then.
Yeah, I
eh,
mean, I've always wanted to cuddle a cactus, so yeah.
And the ABCs. So this book has everything in it that we need to know, especially if you're curious about the bees, native bees.
Um, so I wouldn't say it has everything you need to know, but what I would say is the reason I decided to specifically work with California is because there's over 1,643 species of bees in the
Wow.
state. Yeah,
Yeah.
so that's 8% of all bee species in the world. There's over
Uh,
20,000 species. And when I first heard that number, I was like, I wonder if I could get a letter for every single alphabet or every single letter in the alphabet, so 26 species.
yeah.
So I ended up getting every single letter. So each letter in the alphabet is a different species of bee. So it takes you around to different ecosystems, even backyards, farms, islands, uh, clearly the desert, mountain ranges,
Yeah.
prairies, different grasslands, things like that. But with each story, there's a history in the
Mm.
area. Like one of them, the ZB, for example, Calliopsis zonalis, takes place where Nate Harrison lived. And he was the first Black person to set up permanent residence in Southern California. He was a slave that was freed because the person who enslaved him passed away. But I found the flower where his house used to be. So I was talking about how this bee relies on this just one flower, which is a monardella, which just so happened to be on this mountain where Nate Harrison lived. So there's just really cool history, but then you also learn about bees, like they're different, how they live, what they're doing throughout the time of day, throughout the time of year. Some of them only live for a month as an adult, some of them much longer.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, it's a history lesson. It's a love letter, to California, and it's just what's happening in the state is also representative of what's happening around the world because California has more bees than countries like Argentina or France, and we're almost on
Oh.
par with the entire continent of Australia. So yeah,
And you know, you see when you go to different places, you see those different types of bees, but you question what it is. Well, I mean, what is this? Looks like it can sting, but there's all sorts of
yeah.
shapes and sizes of bees, sort
Oh,
of,
for
kind
sure.
of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, one of the smaller bees in the book, it's the Y bee. That one's about 3 to 4 millimeters, so just slightly larger than the size of a letter on a quarter. So it's pretty small, and that one lives at the Kelso Dunes. So
Mm,
just a flower that's very, very tiny. And
yeah.
actually put a quarter next to the flower just so you can see how small this bee is.
Wow.
But yeah, they range in amazing size. Like the largest bee in the world's in Indonesia, and it's about 2 inches long. But the good thing about native bees, though, is they rarely ever sting. So when people talk about
Wow.
stinging bees, they're typically talking about honeybees.
Yeah.
However, all female bees do have stingers, so they do have the ability to sting, but some of their stingers are so short they can't even get through human skin. So,
Oh
yeah.
wow. Oh, it seems like you tried it.
I've
Good.
so I've stuck my hand in some beehives, like bumblebee hives, or I've held a lot of like
Uh-huh.
bees.
Yeah.
I've only been stung twice, and it was because both times I had my hands in. One was a honeybee hive, and the other one was a bumblebee hive. So I earned it because I was invading their space. But
Uh-huh.
I got some excellent footage, so
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
worth it.
What
Yeah.
kind of camera do you use to capture all of that?
I have two cameras. So I use Nikon and I
Uh-huh.
shoot with a D500. That's what most of the photos in the book were with. And then about 2.5 years ago, I got a Nikon Z9 and I use a Nikkor 105 millimeter lens. That's my main one. And
Yeah.
then I put diopters, Raynox diopters on the front now. So I use Laowa lenses as well.
Wow. No, you're like a. There's not too many people of color that are doing this, right? With National Geographic or out
No, no,
looking at
yeah,
bees.
I feel like it might be me.
There could be a new song.
Yeah,
I'm a bee watcher. I'm a bee
I
watcher.
mean, that's,
Watching
yeah,
bees go by.
that's catchy.
But you're
I'll
also a
use
speaker,
that.
right?
I am a speaker,
Yeah.
yes. Yes.
Are you going to speak somewhere soon that we can come and check it out?
Oh yeah. So I'm almost at the end of my book tour with like speaking engagements, but I have one more in person in California. It's on the 15th at the LA Arboretum. And after that, next year I'm going to Chicago a little bit and then down to Mexico.
Oh, great, great. Are you in New York or in the New York area anytime soon?
Um, I mean, maybe if you invite me, I'll swing by, but not planning on it.
Oh, you're always invited.
Thank you. Thank you.
When is the book coming out? Or is it out
I
already?
actually, it came out already. It came out on October 21st.
All right. So, and that's,
Yeah.
you can get it, where can we get it? Barnes& and Noble,
Yeah, yeah,
Amazon?
you can get it Amazon, wherever books are sold. I went to REI yesterday and I saw it at REI and I was really excited.
Oh,
So
beautiful.
that was amazing. Yeah, so you can get it wherever books are sold.
So how does that make you feel when you see your book on the shelf or you see your book online somewhere?
It's weird. It's so weird, but I'm just really proud as well because
Yeah.
it's a lot of years of like me standing by a bush for like days by myself and now people are really interested in it. And I think it's amazing and I hope it gets people
Yeah.
interested in community science because I feel like if I could do this, like anyone could do this.
Yeah, I
It's
mean
whatever you're passionate.
the hard work and dedication that it takes to put all of that together, the research, getting stranded out into
Yeah.
in a desert.
Yeah, yeah. No, actually, I got stranded in the outback in Australia for
Oh
12 hours
no.
one time. Yeah, which was like really interesting.
Well,
But it was beautiful. It was really quiet.
yeah. Well,
But
come back and tell us
yeah,
more about that. You got to come back and share more because you have a lot and you've seen a lot, and we want to experience that with you.
nice, nice. I
Right.
appreciate that. Thank you. I
All right.
totally will.
Where can we go? You got website, social media?
Yeah, yeah. You can bsip.com, so beesip.com. I'm also bsip on Instagram as well. So yeah, look me up.
Thank you so much, Krystle. Thank you for coming on. We appreciate you.
Thank you for having me. Yeah,
Yes. And come back. Our house is your house.
I appreciate
Bring
that.
the
I'll stop
bees.
by.
Bring some bees with you. Are you able to capture some bees and bring them in maybe a
You
little
know what?
something?
No, I don't capture anything. I just photograph them while they're going about their business, and
That's
then
how
I
you
leave.
capture them. That's how
What
you
was
do
that?
it. That's how you
That is,
capture
I
them.
capture them with photos. Yeah, exactly.
I
Yeah, but
appreciate
I'll
you.
tell them they should go to your house.
I did.
So yeah.
Hey, Krystle, thank you so much. Krystle Hickman, National Geographic Explorer, TEDx speaker, author, and conservation photographer. We'll talk more about the TEDx when you come back again, okay?
All right. Thank you.
All right. We'll take a break. I've got more open on the way next.